Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Therealgen, and in today's video, I'm going to be ranking my personal favorite Capcom fighting games. So this list I feel will be a little bit controversial, especially with some of you guys' opinions. And if you guys do have any changes that you would make to the list, go down below into the comment section and leave a comment letting me know where you would change, what games you would change in the list. But without further ado, if you do like the video, once again, go down below, hit the like button and subscribe, and let's hop right into this actually. Okay, so for the number 10 spot, I'm gonna put Street Fighter Alpha 2. Not because it's the worst Street Fighter game or anything like that. It's because it's the Street Fighter game that I have the least time put into, like literally the least put time into. I have like about 30 minutes, put it into Alpha 2. But other than that, it's still a great game. I love the art style and the characters. The anime aesthetic really pulls me into the game, making me want to probably later on in the channel revisit Street Fighter Alpha 2 and play it a little bit. But that is the main reason why it's at the bottom of the list, is because of the game I have the least amount of hours with. But it still catches me, it still hooks me in with its art style and the characters that it does have. So to move on from that, at number 9, almost for the same reasons, I just have a little bit more time put into it, is Capcom versus SNK. I did play this when it came out on the PlayStation 2. That's probably another reason why, because I know a lot of the games that were ported over to PS2 weren't the best versions. But I feel like Capcom vs SNK 2 is a good crossover fighting game, especially between two gaming companies that mainly their headrunners are fighting games. The characters are fucking great to play, especially Rock Howard, Ken, Ryu, Evil Ryu, Geese, Iori, Terry, Hamaru. Those are some of the staple characters, at least for me. They were very fun to play, and what's the word I'm looking for? They were very fun to see all together fighting one another. The ratio system is cool, is dope as well. But yeah, that's what I gotta say about Capcom vs SNK 2. For my number 8 spot on here, I'm gonna put Street Fighter 5, to be quite honest. Street Fighter 5 had a lot of issues at the beginning of its life cycle. A lot of the issues that the game had were not fixed until later on in its life cycle. But I am going to put it higher than the two crossover games, mainly due to the fact that Street Fighter 5 was the game that got me into the competitive headspace of Street Fighter games. I made Kage, which I feel a lot of people are like, ugh, Kage? But yeah, because I did like Evil Ryu and Ultra Street Fighter 4, and him basically being carried over into 5 as a different character with a different name didn't really deter me from him. But yeah, I'm gonna put Street Fighter 5 at number 8, mainly due to the fact that it put me in the headspace of the competitive fighting scene. It was the first fighting game that I went into a tournament with. I did the Intel Street Fighter tournament with Kage. I didn't win, but it was still fun to do, right? So then at number 7, I am going to put MVC2. Now, don't get me wrong, MVC2 is a fun as hell game. I do understand where people find the appeal in MVC2, but there was a lot of things from MVC1 that I feel like were left out from MVC2 that I feel like would have made the game a lot better. Even though I feel like at the time they couldn't get the technology to do what they did in MVC1 with the 3v3, but for the impact of what MVC2 did with like the 3v3 and all that, I'm still giving it its props. It's still a fighting game that I love. It's one of the first crossover fighting games that I've played, so I feel like having it at number 7 is a good spot for it personally, in my personal list. But yeah, that's where MVC2 is gonna go. At number 6, I'm putting Ultra Street Fighter 4. It was the first fighting game that I ever played, like literally 2D fighting game. So I am a 09er, as Maximilian Dude likes to say. If you started playing fighting games when Ultra Street Fighter 4 or when Street Fighter 4 came out, you're a 09er. So I am a 09er. But yeah, this was the first fighting game I played. I didn't play it like competitively. I didn't play online or anything like that. I mainly played it for the casual aspect of it. So like the story mode and all that. Basically anything that a kid could have fun and hop on and play, because I was still a young kid when I played Street Fighter 4. So that's why it's at number 6. So let's move on. Number 5, Ultimate Marvel 3. Was the first modern crossover game with like modern graphics that I saw, and I was like, holy shit, Spider-Man's in the game against Ryu and all these other Capcom fighting game characters or Capcom based characters. It was the first game to introduce me to fucking Resident Evil characters. It introduced me to Chris and Jill and Wesker. So yeah, number 5 is gonna be Ultimate Marvel 3. Once again, I did not play this online. I mainly played it casually, played it with family, and these two games, Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Ultimate Marvel 3, they taught me the fun of fighting games. They taught me that this is something where it can be competitive. It gave me a competitive spirit, you can say, because I did play against my uncle, who was like, I feel he learned a lot. He played a lot of these games. He was really good at fighting games, and he was the main one that gave me the competitive spirit with Ultra Street Fighter 4 and Ultimate Marvel 3, which then led to me being more competitive in the top 3 games, which you will see later. But for our number 4 spots, we are going to be putting, excuse me, for our top 4 spot, we are putting Marvel vs. Capcom number 1. Mainly because Marvel vs. Capcom 1 had some of the best mechanics of all time, I feel. The assist system, with having a limited number of assists, is fucking dope. Even though you do have your high tier assists like Psylocke and I'm forgetting one. I think it's Colossus. I think Colossus is the other one. But yeah, Psylocke, one of the best high tier assists. Then the roster. The roster, even though it was a small roster, I feel like the roster was cool as hell, because you got Gambit, Spider-Man, Hulk, War Machine. I feel like I'm missing Venom, and then you got your hidden characters like Orange Venom and all that. And then the Capcom, you had Ryu, I believe you had Ken, you had Mega Man, Morgan, Captain Commando, which is that was the first game to actually introduce me to Captain Commando, which I'm surprised they took him out in Ultimate Marvel 3, that they didn't have Captain Commando in 3, because they had him in 1 and 2, but they took him out in 3. But that was for the Capcom developers to decide, and I'm just saying, for Marvel vs. Capcom 1 is I feel way better than these two, than 3 and 2. Due to the fact that, another point that I have to make about this is that they have a system within the game where both of your characters are in the game, you're controlling both of them, and you both get to whip the ass of the opponent. And you can literally just do super upon super upon super, and fuck it, it's like the coolest shit that I've ever seen. So that's why this is higher ranked than these other 2 crossover games, or actually 1, 2, 3 crossover games, than SNK 2, MVC 2, and MVC 3, Ultimate MVC 3. That's why Marvel 1 is higher ranked. But for the top 3, this is how it's gonna go. Street Fighter 6, the most hours I've put into a fighting game thus far, both casually and competitively. I've put the most hours into Street Fighter 6. To me, the drive system is one of the coolest things that they could have added into this game. And some of the new characters are actually very unique. I'm also glad that they brought back the Capcom versus SNK with basically bringing back Terry and Mai into the Street Fighter world. So that's why Street Fighter 6 is at number 3. It's also continually getting updated as we speak. They literally just announced Sagat, C Viper, Alex, and Ingrid, which are all Street Fighter characters that are coming back. The only one that I feel that they could have left out was Ingrid, because she comes from one of the worst fighting games, Capcom fighting games ever made. So yeah. And then for number 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. So the reason why this game is so high up is because I do have a good amount of hours into this. I don't have as much as Street Fighter 6, but I do have a good amount of hours into it. But the history behind Street Fighter 2 is another reason why it's way higher ranked up than everything else, because without this game we wouldn't have gotten a lot of the Street Fighter games that we have today. Which leads us to our number 1 spot, which is Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Edition. I can't say anything about the original Third Strike because I didn't play the original Third Strike. I played this version of Street Fighter Third Strike. This version of Street Fighter Third Strike had some of the best aesthetics for me being a kid growing up, and then seeing Ultra Street Fighter 4 and all that. It had the New York, like some of the stages were New York, and I was like, yo, this looks dope as hell. And they had a lot of characters that I really loved and I thought were really cool, like Sean, Dudley, and then of course you had your staples, Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, Akuma. This game was so astonishing to me that even now I still go back sometimes and I'm like, oh shit, let's hop on and like let's play. Now that I'm a little bit older and I actually know how to play a fighting game, at least I can learn some combos and play some characters, right? And I still love this fucking game. Even the FGC community still loves this game. In fact, we still have tournaments going on for this game, even in Evo, and I'm like, damn, this game had a big impact on the fighting game community. And a lot of the systems in this game I feel like inspired 6 and 4, because I feel like without the parry system you wouldn't have gotten the focus attack system in Ultra Street Fighter 4, and of course without the parry system in Third Strike you wouldn't get parries in 6. So that's another reason why I'm putting Third Strike at the top of the list. It's still one of my favorite fighting games of all time. I love the aesthetic, I love the art style, the music is amazing, stages are amazing, and that's why Third Strike is at number 1 on my list. Yeah, guys, that is gonna be my that's gonna be my Capcom fighting game list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do have anything that you want to say or anything that you want to change on the list, go down below into the comment section, let me know. I'll probably read some of those comments and I'll respond to them and be like, oh, that's a dope way to think about it, or I'll be like, I can see where the appeal is. I won't fully agree, but I won't disagree, because you know everybody has their own opinions. But without further ado, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed once again. Go down below, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.